Mario Marich from the North Florida Soccer Officials Association.
Welcome to the NFHS Network and the 2025 FHSAA Soccer State Championships, the second 3A semifinal set to get underway. I'm Taylor Storthy. Thank you for joining us. We've got the 19-2-2 Gulliver Prep Raiders taking on the 10-4-3 American Heritage Stallions. The team from Delray against the team from Miami as we continue the action here at Spec Martin Memorial Stadium on the University of Stetson campus. Let's take a look at the Gulliver Prep side, which is managed by Scott Davidson. Here's their starting lineup. They've got the number 3, Christian Murciano, the number 5, Driss Tardieu, the number 6, Gabriel Derzovic, number 7, Pablo Sejas, number 8, Tomas Bellatin, number 9, Taro Ochi, number 10, Nicolas Pineros, number 11, Jorge Gueva, number 13, Sonny Garcia in goal. Number 14, Theo Henfridson. And rounding out the order is the number 20, Zachary Latham. Meanwhile, for American Heritage, they are led by head coach Victor Sanchez. In goal, they've got David Dirk, number 1. They've got Arthur Vols, the number 3. Louis Edelstein, the number 4. Charles Lalonde, number 6. Jake Stansbury, number 7. William Foster, number 8. Ryan Ashley, number 9. Montgomery Byers, number 10. Mateo, the 15. And the 19, Luciano Campos. Both teams' lineups dominated by upperclassmen. We do see Campos and Foster, as sophomores starting for American Heritage. Should be interesting to see. Gulliver Prep likely favored as the stronger team overall and the strongest team in the 3A bracket. But any given Tuesday here at Spec Martin Stadium could see a reversal of fortunes and a change of the tide. It's been lightly raining throughout the day today. Nothing too heavy. It's not an insane downpour. But you can definitely tell the field has gotten a little bit wet from the precipitation. Combine that with the hefty breeze blowing across the field, we could get a little bit of chaos on the field. This is the second 3A semifinal match. The winner of this game goes on to face Lake Highland Prep, who are coming off a 4-1 victory earlier today against South Walton. Their star man, the number 11, was able to pick up a hat trick in the victory. And just like that, we'll have 40 minutes to play to start the first half. We'll see how these teams line up as we're about to start. Got a 4-man back line for American Heritage. Or maybe it's actually a 3-man core. We'll have to wait and see. Kirkaloo actually is the defensive midfielder. And we'll also see how Gulliver Prep line up. Looks like they'll be overloading the left side off the kickoff, but also 3 players out on the right. Looks to be a 4-3-1-2 formation for American Heritage as we get underway. That long ball is hit forward. And that's going to go out for a throw in the other way. Stallions defend the first attack. But Gulliver Prep immediately bringing it back forward. Play to the edge of the box. That's gone away and cleared and picked up on the back line. Looks like Gulliver Prep running with a 3-man back line. Hard to tell whether Tardieu is playing as a center back or an anchor defensive mid. Looks to be the latter at the moment, as the ball is going to get one in the midfield by the Stallions. It'll go the other way. Throw-in coming in for American Heritage. They're wearing the white, Gulliver Prep wearing the blue. That'll be intercepted by the Raider defender, sent downfield. That header goes backwards, and it'll be cleared away for a throw-in. When in doubt, kick it out. And that'll slow down the attack. Keep an eye on not William Foster. Keep an eye on Thomas Belleton. He's the front man for this side. Looks like we might be running a bit of a 3-4-3 potentially. Because that's going to go out of play. Throw in for the Raiders. Lifted forward. Kicked across. Missed the challenge. They'll play on. That's going to go out, and that will be a goal kick. They had advantage. They played through it, but couldn't convert. And just like that, we're 2 minutes through the half. Neither team able to get anything going just yet. Dirk in goal for American Heritage. He's wearing the light blue goalie jersey. That's going to fall in the midfield, picked up by Stansbury. Gets away from Foster, but it's going to be picked back up by Campos. Campos sends it across. Good move by Kirklew to open space, and there's the ball down the wing. Cleared. The Stallions going to see that one goes to the sidelines, right by the Gulliver Prep bench. Still a decent showing for attendance for this game as that's knocked into the box. No foul called on the play. American Heritage fans not happy with the call. That's going to go out for a throw-in for Gulliver Prep. Sort of a damp and windy day. Might be a reason you don't see as many fans at the moment. Also wonder for the later matches tonight if you'll see some fans. Got women's soccer coming up next for the 3A semifinals at 4 and 7 p.m. We're here all week long at Spec Martin Memorial Stadium. Tomorrow, we'll continue with 1A competition and then the 2A semifinals on Thursday. Then we've got Championship Friday and Championship Saturday to close out the week of play. Through ball finds Byers. Byers across in front of goal. Scored! Brilliant counterattack. American Heritage strike first. Jake Stansbury on the board in the 4th minute. 1-0 lead for American Heritage. Brilliant play down the wing by Byers. Found an even better cross to his teammate. And it's a 1-0 American Heritage lead.
Number 7, Jake Stansbury.
Nice clearance there by Byers.
Assisted
And the
by
Gulliver
number
Prep
10,
defense going to have to deal
Montgomery
with a small press coming up.
Byers.
That ball's going to be one back in a dangerous spot.
Stansbury
Good block of the
from
pass,
Byers
though.
in the
And it's
4th
one
minute.
right back for Gulliver Prep. That'll simply just be cleared away. As now it's sent out to Charles Lalonde. Nope, sorry. William Foster. Out of bounds. It's going to stay with American Heritage. But a big opening goal for the Stallions. As we continue here in the first half. Played down the right. And American Heritage going to win it right back. Foster sends the pass over. Good 1-2s. And there's a foul as that tackle barely missed the ball. Free kick coming up. But staying down on the play after the foul is Tardieu. 34:53 is where the clock will be stopped. As we get set for a free kick. Hopefully Tardieu's all right. Went down hard on the play. positive sign to see him able to walk off the field in his own power. Might be something to do with his nose or face. That's what he's favoring. Hopefully he's all right. Now entering the game in his stead will be Bruno Rapalda. And he'll join that back line. That's functioning as a 5/3 in the back system. Rapalda listed as a midfielder, but definitely in a more defensive role. That is still a foul on Tardieu despite the injury, so it's going to be a free kick for the Stallions. Whistle goes, and here comes the kick. Lifted into the box, headed away. Lifted back over, headed away. Shot, deflected to the side. That'll be a throw-in coming up for the Stallions. The sun beginning to peek through the clouds here at Speck Memorial Stadium. Or Speck Martin Memorial Stadium. I wonder if that'll be a sign that the conditions are going to begin to improve here today, as there's still a light drizzle here in DeLand. Good read of the tackle there by Voles. Voles pass those intercepted. The clearance, though, ricochets off his own teammate. Pineros got stuck in the wrong spot, and it's a throw-in for the Stallions. Campos takes, and that's going to be sent across. Long ball out to the wing again. That's going to take a couple bounces too far in front. Goal kick for Gulliver Prep. And they will be back on offense right here. Headed away. Played forward. And that's going to be called a handball, as it'll go the other way with a free kick. The team from Miami now needing to get back on the scoreboard as that's sent far downfield. They might be running a 4-1-4-1, kind of as a hybrid 5-man defensive line. As there's a through ball that is going to be safely sent downfield by Garcia. Almost had the target man Bellaton in. Now American Heritage can slow down the play. That's going to be lofted to the midfield where Gulliver Prep players waiting. Cleared by Edelstein. Throw in for Gulliver Prep. And so it does look like things are clearing up a bit here in DeLand. Sun peeking its way through the clouds. Gulliver Prep holding on to the ball. That'll be a welcome sight for fans and spectators, as right in front of goal, the through ball masterfully deflected away by David Dirk. Great attack there by Pineros. But that's going to go out for a corner kick. You already got a few American Heritage subs and Gulliver Prep subs stretching out. Got about 11 minutes until we'll hit the first hydration break. Lofted into the box. Punched away, lofted forward, and over the goal. Goal kick. So even though the sun has come out, there still is light drizzles here in DeLand. Bit of a sun shower, if you will. "31 minutes to play. We enter the 10th minute of action. Headed forward. Bellaton almost wins the ball back. Here's the through ball. Does the flag stay down? Shot. Big save at the edge of the box. Garcia ran all the way out of the net. to get in front of that through ball to prevent that one-on-one chance for being even more dangerous. Throw in coming up for Gulliver Prep. Big stop though for Garcia to get in front of that play. Dangerous counterattack though from the Stallions. Now they're back in front. I imagine they might plan a little bit more where that came from. That through ball is intercepted, headed upwards. Played through. Gulliver Prep going to lose the ball as that's picked up in the midfield. And now a bit dangerous. Rolling around. Pass back into the box. Pinedos. Shot stopped. Pinedos crossed. Tipped to the far post. Clearance missed. Second time picked up. Gulliver Prep outside the box fighting for the ball. Lofted through. One-on-one challenge. Dirk goes down. Winning the ball. Beautiful sequence of action. As now it'll be American Heritage sending it up the field. Good challenge to win it right back. Player stays down. The attack brewing for the Raiders. Ball knocked out of play on the sliding challenge. Throw-in coming in for the Raiders. They'll stay on the attack. And good to see Byers getting up after going down on that previous play. He delivered the big assist from the right-hand side of the field for the first goal. To the far post, headed out of play, but it's a corner kick. Went off the defender last. And Gulliver Prep are going to get a nice opportunity to try to equalize. 28:35 to play. That corner kick lost a little too close to goal and over for a goal kick. Maybe the wind got in the way that time as the sun begins to peek through the clouds and the blue skies begin to appear over to land. Through ball. Does the flag stay down is the question. Played to the middle. Knocked away, but picked up at the edge of the box. First block made, second not on target. Foster had the shot, but it rolled off his foot the wrong way. The play was onside, though, believe it or not. Looked like actually was right on the line. Well-timed run, goal kick coming up. Gulliver Prep can take a sigh of relief. I imagine that both teams will make their first changes with the hydration break. And you can see it here, Gulliver Prep running a three-man back line. It's a 3-4-3 with three forwards, a two-man midfield with two wide players. But this is where the formation for American Heritage might be a really good matchup for the Stallions because they've got three players playing directly centrally. You know, they're playing sort of a 4-1-3-2 diamond style formation that gives very good midfield depth while opening up the wings. Two players running into each other. No whistle, but referee going to make sure they're staying within the rules of the game. Played out to the left. Played to the middle and cleared. The two forward system for the Stallions also allows them to play some 1-2s down the middle, but the three-man back line is actually a natural counter to that, as there's a little more help to avoid getting outnumbered. Foul on the play, a little too much that time from Luciano Campos. Miami, the fans from Miami traveling well and liking the call as we see the first change being made. Or going to be made soon. But here comes the free kick. Pinedos and Gueva ready to go. Oh, they fake the first kick, whip it in, cleared away on a heavy punch. Clock will be stopped as the player goes down. It doesn't look like there's going to be a penalty because the ball was punched away, but they are going to need to stop play. Good news for Gulliver Prep. The forward is back on his feet. Also, even better sign, giving a little handshake from the goalie. I think it was Lalonde potentially going down. No, wait. I think it was not Tardu. Durzovic going down in the box. And good to see that he's all right, and also good to see there's no hard feelings between him and Dirk as well. You know, you have to punch it away. You have to clear it out of the box in that spot. And sometimes you're going to run into the goalie like that as a player. And I think they both understood that. But the main thing is it's good that Durzovic is up and moving. I have a feeling he'll probably be seated for a few minutes at least, arguably up till the hydration break as play resumes. .25 minutes to go in the half. That ball deflects awkwardly away from Ryan Ashley. Throw in for Gulliver Prep. They'll take it quickly. Another change is made as that ball's knocked forward. And a little too heavy of a touch from Santiago Mendoza, who's entered the game. Throw in for the Stallions. Still a 1-0 American Heritage advantage. The underdogs in front at the start of today's game. That's going to be knocked over and cleared away by the Stallions. Foul on the play. It'll be a free kick. Clock is stopped. A little bit of cramping there for the player that went down on the play. Looks to be all right, but just needs a stretch. You can definitely tell they're going to need the hydration break in a few minutes. 24 to go in the half. It's a nice day in DeLand, Florida. Pretty cool across the state, though. Current temperature, 60 degrees with a real feel of 58. Looking on the AccuWeather app, it looks like we should remain dry for the rest of the day. That's the hope, at least. The rain came through this morning, but that system is headed out to sea past Daytona. So here we go, finally resuming play. Played forward for American Heritage, quickly off the whistle. That'll be sent out wide. Lofted to the box. Tried a bicycle kick or some sort of leaping play. Long shot, sails almost off the stadium grounds and indeed bounces over the wall, well out of play. Goal kick for Gulliver Prep. Some huge gusts of winds up here in the booth. Definitely imagine things are picking up with the wind down at the field as well. Played down the line for the Raiders. Picked back up by American Heritage. Through ball, slips past everyone. Dirk rushes out and picks it up. And American Heritage have been playing extremely well so far, up to the level of one of the top teams in the nation in Gulliver Prep. Moving down the line, great job to stay on his feet despite the challenge. Foster gets dispossessed. Corner coming up for American Heritage, 22 minutes, 40 seconds to play. Corner kick on the way. Headed away from the box. Long range effort over the bar. You like the idea on the play from Mateo Kirkaloo. Execution imperfect. 22 minutes exactly to go in the half as we enter the 19th minute of play. The opening goal came a little over 10 minutes ago. Scored by Stansbury, assisted by Byers. That's an errant pass, giving a chance for an American Heritage counterattack. There's a through ball down the wing. It'll be cleared up by Rojas in time, and he'll be able to send it down the field. Garcia sending it down the field. Too much of a heavy touch to continue the 1-2. And the Raiders can reset possession. Played to the middle of the park. Ball knocked forward. Played out wide. Good challenge, corner kick on the way. This will be the last possession before the hydration break. The last chance before exiting the quote-unquote first quarter, if you will. Everyone moving back for an edge-of-the-box run. You see American Heritage doing some zonal marking. Here it is to the far post. Headed to the near post. Bicycle kick. Dirk gets knocked over in the box. And that's going to go the other way. And we are halfway through the first half. And that will take us to the hydration break. Both teams will get a chance to rest up, get some hydration. 19:45 to go. But what a start it has been for Gulliver Prep to score early. The previous game saw Lake Highland Prep leading entering the hydration break 1-0. They would score 2 quick goals in the 27th and 29th minutes to make it 3-0, taking that lead to halftime. They would hold on and win 4-1 by the time the match concluded. They will take on the winner of this game on Friday. That matchup on the 28th is going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on the same place here on the NFHS Network. This is match 2 of 4 today. We've got games at 4 and 7 p.m. today to kick off the 3A girls bracket. You're not going to want to miss those games as well. Action all week long here at Spec Martin Stadium in DeLand, Florida, on the Stetson University campus.
Souvenir, whether it be t-shirt, polo, sweatshirt, or cap. Be sure to visit the Team IP setup inside the stadium and purchase yours today. Today's game in the 2025 FHSAA Class 3A Soccer State Championship is sponsored by the Florida High School Athletic Association. The
Raiders headed back out to the field, trailing 1-0. They're going to need to find a way to get back into the fight. They've got plenty of time, but they definitely can't let American Heritage get back on the board. And it wasn't just the one play that American Heritage bested them on. They have been the stronger team at the start of the game. I don't think things were as dominant as they were in the previous game at this stage. The Highlanders were controlling possession completely against the Seahawks. But the Stallions looked very dangerous when they brought the ball down the field quickly. And it hasn't felt like Gulliver Prep has done that well in breaking down the 4-3-1-2 formation. So it'll be Dirk sending it all the way downfield. The sun is shining here in DeLand, Florida. That's going to be lifted down the middle. Made backwards. Knocked free. Good spin as they move across. Played across, short passing. A few changes have been made for each team. That's going to be sent away. Durzovic also re-enters the game. Good pass from Durzovic, but trying to let the ball through to his teammates. Pineros couldn't get them open, and that is a rough challenge by Zachary Latham. Free kick on the way. And I think Latham also going to be lucky to escape with just a warning from the ref. Free kick for the Stallions. Lofted to the box. Punched away. Fighting for it. That's a long clearance. That'll fall to Dirk. They'll send that forward. And that's going to be headed over for the Raiders. Good discipline by Stansbury, waiting for the ball, but he's going to get it stolen. Through ball into space. Voel's going to let it fall back to Dirk, who will pick it up in front of the pressing forward. Kept in play by the Raiders. It's going to fall to the back line for the Stallions. Played out wide. There's a through ball. Headed to the side. That's good news for the Stallions. Almost draw the foul. Seems that for the moment, both teams are simply switching fields. Sending the ball deep to try to find something past the defense. By the sideline to scramble for it. It'll fall to the Stallions. That forward pass won't find a target. Out of bounds, thrown as that lands behind the Gulliver Prep bench. About to hit the 25th minute of play, and still a 1-0 advantage for American Heritage. cleared. Falls behind a few players. Gulliver Prep going to send the ball back forward. Picked up, flag stays down. The forward was onside. Long clearance. But the wind sending the ball spiraling the other direction. Now Gulliver Prep continuing the attack. Down the wing. Kicked away. Goal kick coming up. And we'll get a change here for American Heritage. Bring on a fresh set of legs. Ashley exits the game for now. Looks like it'll be a new forward. Looking to keep the pressure on. Dirk's goal kick sent down the right. Headed over. Second header in a row picked up by Stallions. That's going to be a ball that falls to the back line. Headed towards goal, and that is a very nice pickup by Sonny Garcia, who will send it out to the left. Played down the left. Ball to the middle. Foul on the play, a little aggressive on the challenge. Free kick coming up for Gulliver Prep. '27th minute. Dirk picks it up at the far post. We'll try to bring it downfield. Sending his team up. That lands at the feet of one of the Raiders defenders. That ball whipped off of two players that time. As now Gulliver Prep might have some space. No, picked up by American Heritage. Through ball into dangerous space. One-on-one outside the box. Shot off target. Garcia closed down the space. Didn't give Stansbury room. Substitution being made before the Gulliver Prep goal kick. It's a risky play for Garcia to position himself that far forward. But it did work out as he cut off the shooting angle and made that a difficult chance. The wide center back finds the player on the wing, as that is going to be sent forward. Nice short passing there by Michael Harris, who came off the bench. Headed forward. Ball gets loose in the midfield, picked up by Ryan Fisher. Played back to Garcia. Still pressure coming up from Ryan from American Heritage. Two striker formation makes it a little bit easier to press the defense, but a back line of three is a little bit stronger suited to stopping that. Missed challenge by Campos. Free kick coming up for Gulliver Prep. Still looking for a chance to tie the game. We're in the 29th minute. 11:25 to go. It'll be Gueva taking it. Very long. Probably going to just try to find the far post. And it is picked up, headed. What a beautiful 1-2. Ryan Fisher gets on the end of it And we're all leveled up at Spec Martin Stadium. You knew that Gulliver Prep were going to get on the board eventually. And that play, a beautiful far post header, finds Fisher to equalize.
Gulliver Prep, goal!
In the 29th minute, they have tied the game.
Scored by number 23, Ryan.
Dirk had to play closer to the far post for the header and was left in no man's land as it was headed all the way to the open man. The assist came from Justin Marner, whose header set up his teammate, as that's going to be sent down the line. Cleared into the stands, went up about 6 or 7 rows. And it's going to be sent the other way. Edge of the box. The Stallions able to clear it. Gulliver Prep with a through ball. Hit off a teammate. That's going to fall back to Fisher. Fisher blocked from the edge of the box. Good challenge to win the ball back, but another tackle brings it back to the Stallions. Scramble for the ball. A couple of heavy touches, keeping it not in anyone's possession cleanly. And that's now going to be cleared away, bouncing off of the top of the canopy. Throw-in coming in for Gulliver Prep. Entering the 31st minute. Through ball. Takes a heavy touch away. Short passing from Gulliver Prep, sending it down the wing. Nice sliding challenge, throwing on the way from the Raiders. Cleared away, it's going to go back to Gulliver Prep, under 9 minutes to go in the half. And a change being made for Gulliver Prep. And exiting the game for now will be Piñeros. Bringing on someone with a little more height. It's the 99 of Marco Balestrazi, the junior. Cleared away from the box, but it's going to go out of play and stay with Gulliver Prep. The 3A semifinal number 2 continues. The fight for the state championship. Heavily contested. Garcia. Now send it back out. That's a throw-in coming up now for the Stallions.
On the Gulliver Prep goal of the 29th minute, an additional assist has been awarded to number 11, Jorge Gouveia.
Gouveia gets an additional assist on that
Fisher,
goal from earlier.
Gouveia and Werner in the 29th minute.
That's what they were just announcing over the PA. as that'll be a foul, and it'll go the other way, back to American Heritage. 34th minute of action, 6:45 to go until halftime. Out to the left. And that was out of play. Just slipped past Foster. Throwing now from Fisher. He came in the game off the bench. Already has delivered the equalizing goal. Balistrazi putting pressure on the ball. The Stallions now unable to get it out of danger. That pass out wide evaded Edelstein. A new throw-in coming in from the Raiders. Play to the midfield. Knocked forward. Through ball missing its target from Gulliver Prep. And now American Heritage can go. Solo run in the midfield. Vols opening some space as that's headed away. The ball's going to get scooped up, though, in the midfield by Cade Bailey. Bailey gets dispossessed, though. Back to goalie. Dirk picks it up. Dirk rolls it out left. 36th minute of action. Gulliver Prep in a dangerous spot. Through ball. Picked in front of goal, and that's going to get picked up by Dirk before it's dangerous. You can tell Balistrazi feeling good on the attack right now. As American Heritage send that into open space. Good defense on ball, though, by Durzovic. As now it's going to be Gulliver Prep heading the other way. Ball knocked loose. Through ball. Does the flag stay down? Is he onside? Picked up by Garcia. Was an onside play for Cade Bailey. Definitely can see the Stallions being a little more counterattack heavy now. Trying to work with a few more long balls. Gulliver Prep, a little more methodical, working the shorter passing. Gulliver Prep has gotten more comfortable as the game's continued. But still, those counterattacks, always dangerous. From American Heritage. And that ball's going to get picked up in a dangerous spot in the midfield. Good read by Stansbury, who scored the opener. Deflected by the defender. Good idea there by Grimaldi. Wins the ball back. But now here come the Stallions. Played out wide, slips by the defender. It's Foster out wide. Foster bringing it inside. Excellent clearance by Durzovic. Throw in for American Heritage. A substitution being made for the Stallions on this possession. And the change has to be made. The two players that are getting ready for the throw were aware it was going off, and it is going to be Stansbury who will be out for the final 2 minutes of the half. I imagine the goal scorer will be back in for the second half. But here a small personnel change for the Stallions. And if you notice, they're not sending too many players into the box. Now set for the throw-in is Campos. Campos played into the box. but to see Gulliver defenders send it back out. Sent out wide. Good challenge to win the ball right back. Gulliver Prep have 6 players they're going to send forward. Lofted into space, trying to find Balistrazi. That's going to go out for a throw-in for American Heritage. Under 90 seconds until halftime. This could be the final attack of the half, and it'll start with a Stallions throw-in. A buzzer beater goal would be a great way to snatch a huge wave of momentum for the 10-minute break. Under a minute now left as that's sent forward, sent out wide. Played across, trying to find some space at the edge of the box. Played in, one-on-one chance, gets past Dirk, not picked up at the feet of Balistrazi. That was it. That was the chance for Gulliver Prep to take the lead for halftime. 34 seconds left. Gulliver Prep gonna win it right back. Holds on to it despite the challenge. Fisher sending it downfield. Balistrazi falls over. 20 seconds to go. The Raiders still on the ball as that's played in the space. From the edge of the box, Sejas can't find the right pass. 10 seconds left. Sejas once more. They're going to need to send a long ball forward for a last-second shot. Long range effort tipped. And that'll be halftime. A bit of a scramble, almost a goal converted by Balistrazi, but it just escaped his feet. And through the first 40 minutes of play, Gulliver Prep and American Heritage are all tied up. You're watching the FHSAA State Championships on the NFHS Network. We'll be right back after halftime.
Team IP, the official merchandising company of the FHSAA. Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Max Press, official scores and statistics of the FHSAA.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
The second half set to begin at the 2025 FHSAA State Championships. I'm Taylor Sorley. Thank you for joining us as we continue a 1-1 draw at the end of 40 between Gulliver Prep and American Heritage. The winner will go on to take on Lake Highland Prep on Friday at 4 p.m. That'll be the final spot in the 3A championship. And so far, it's been a back and forth matchup. Very little has separated these teams. And we are underway in the brand new period. Gulliver Prep quickly getting a counterattack, but the ball just slipped away from Tomas Belletin. No foul, late whistle on the challenge from Guevea. Free kick coming up for American Heritage. They're wearing the white, Gulliver Prep wearing the navy blue. Crisp, short passing from American Heritage. Sent forward. Flag stays down. And that is a rough challenge on Zachary Latham. Latham is lucky to not get a card as he get a throw in. Almost an offside. That was a well-timed run. Free kick coming up here at this spot, but pretty much from a throw-in area. Right on the edge of the sideline. Whipping it into the box will be Kirkaloo. Played up top. Not enough room for the shot. Blocked and sent all the way out of bounds. They tried the long-range effort. I think on that time, Vols was, it was actually Lalonde trying to get a volley, but it goes out of play. Conditions have greatly improved here in the land. It's actually getting a little bit warmer. Definitely a little bit closer to 70 degrees out here. And it's perfect weather for some spring soccer. As a fight for the ball on the sidelines, going to see it get knocked out of play for a Gulliver Prep throwing. This is the second of 4 games today. Looking ahead, we've got Lake Highland Prep and Cardinal Gibbons facing off at 4 p.m. for the 3A girls bracket semifinal. And at 7 p.m., it's Somerset against South Walton for the second semifinal for the 3A bracket. Tomorrow, we've got 1A competition and then 2A competition on Thursday. Then the finals on 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. Friday, and then all day on Saturday. No foul that time as the player goes down. Both teams keeping their same systems. The 4-3-1-2 for American Heritage. The 3-4-3 for Gulliver Prep. That's going to go out of bounds, and American Heritage get it back with a throw-in. That's out of play, and we'll go the other way. Throw-in for Gulliver Prep. Gulliver Prep quickly retake the throw-in. And they've got a bit of space down the left-hand side. Good turn to move into the box. Lifted and picked up by Dirk. Dirk will send that deep downfield on a through ball. Garcia picks it up in the box as it bounces a little too far in front of the Stallions striker. That's going to go out for a throw-in, staying with Gulliver Prep. They have looked a little bit stronger since conceding the opener, and have been a bit stronger on possession. Stallions have been dangerous with counterattacking possibilities. Crossed, headed into a dangerous spot just outside the box. Very nice through ball to open up some space. Poked free. Shot from a tight angle. What a save with a feet. Dirk keeps it out and it's cleared away. Dirk able to drop low and kick it aside. Nice stop by the Stallions, number 1. Nice clearance, but it's picked up on the back line by Gulliver Prep. A bit of room outside the box. Lofted. Punched away. Picked up on the edge of the box. Shot. Deflected away. Dirk running. Can't get to a corner kick. 6 minutes gone so far in the second half. And for the last 2 minutes, the Raiders have been knocking on the door with a couple of nice shots. There's a couple of big blocks. And, of course, that save from Dirk not too long ago. Looks like Gulliver Prep lining up at the far post. They even have a player lining up inside of the goal as they try to crowd the keeper. Whipped in, punched away, somehow saved by Dirk. Scramble in the box. Dirk somehow punched that away twice on the play as Gulliver Prep get back on the ball. Cross is blocked. Gulliver Prep stay on top of it, but the Stallions defense now able to clear it. Gulliver Prep have some space to keep the attack going down the left-hand side. A sea of players were standing in the way after that ball landed in the box in the corner. There was a little bit of room for a couple of chances, but Dirk was still in front. Picked up edge of the box. Cleared. Gulliver Prep able to get it out. And a long clearance to try to reset the possession. Stallions still on defense. Gulliver Prep coming out swinging to start the second half. Already in the 8th minute of the period. Crisp, short passing. Opening up space on the wings. That ball, a little too far. No, kept in play by Gulliver Prep. Cross to the top of the box. Long range shot, and it slips past for a goal. Govea took aim from distance. 2-1 Gulliver. Smart play by Piñeros. Stepping aside to let Govea launch it from deep. Hit on a crisp line drive. No one got in front of it. And just out of reach of Dirks. Gulliver were trailing. They now lead 2-1. And they are one step closer to a trip to the state championship. But still over half an hour to play at Spec Martin Stadium. .32-14 is on the clock. Whistle goes. Gulliver Prep. We're going to apply a press now as American Heritage start with possession. Long ball, headed over the right back. Played to the edge of the box. Could be the first real attacking opportunity for the Stallions. Throw in, and it's going to stay with Gulliver Prep. Immediately making a change. Out goes Bellatin. In comes Marco Barastrazi.
Number 6, Gabriel Derzovic. Gouveia from Derzovic in the 48th minute.
Played to the middle and cleared away. That ball almost lost by the defender, but Gulliver Prep stay on top of it. Derzovic, by the way, I think got credit for the assist. Shout out Derzovic after receiving a pretty hard clearance punch to the body. He went down but was able to resume play not too long later. Good pass out to the previous goal scorer, Fisher. And a foul is going to send it the other way. Headed away, the Stallions still playing that counterattacking style. Do imagine that will eventually see them really start to put the pressure forward on the attack. As that's lifted to the edge of the box and cleared. This is where the Gulliver Prep formation is so useful because they've got 3 defenders constantly back, which are great against a team that's trying to find through balls through. You know, they're sending the wide players forward, but still have a full set of defenders. Into the box. Deflected aside with the hips. Move outside. Another long-range shot, this time blocked. I think Dirk was able to get in front of it. Gouveia almost had another long-range goal. Gulliver Prep keep the ball. Gouveia loses it on the heavy touch. Foul on the play. Here comes a free kick for American Heritage. And we're going to get our first yellow card of the game. 29:36 to play. And it will be the number 6, Charles Lalonde, resetting possession for American Heritage.
A yellow card has been issued to Gulliver Prep's number 10, Nicolas Piñeros.
Piñeros
In the 51st
picks up the yellow. As that's going to be passed across. American Heritage now working their way on this counterattack. They hold on to the ball, but that is a brilliant interception by Fisher. Fisher sends it forward. A nutmeg by Balastrazi. Saved by Dirk. Fisher sends it to the scoreboard. Goal kick. Great stop by Dirk after a brilliant play by Balastrazi to force the one-on-one. Under 29 minutes remaining. Blocked. Kicked all the way back to the Gulliver Prep defense. That's going to be sent into the stands. How far does that go? That almost goes to the top. Over 10 rows high. There goes one of the Gulliver Prep substitutes climbing up the steps to get the ball as the play continues. Throwing coming up for the Stallions farther down the line. Play back. Headed towards the defense. Balastrazi fighting for the ball. Dancing through the midfield. Good moves there by Ochi. Ochi sends it out wide to Murciano. Gulliver Prep going to take this chance to slow down. We've got about 7 minutes until we hit the hydration break. Clean through ball. Good movement out wide. Edge of the box. Gulliver Prep passing it back up top. Guva. Bit of room. Ochi holding on to the ball. Great tackle to win it right back. Ochi finds his teammate immediately. That's going to be knocked out of play. Missed time challenge from Ashley. Can't win the ball back. Good job by Fisher to hold it down the line. And he's going to take a throw in here. That took a hard touch after Balistrazi. 2 changes being made, 1 for Gulliver, 1 for American Heritage. That'll see Taro Ochi exit the game for now. And that'll see, I believe, that's Zachary Latham re-enter the game. No 8-28 of Lennox Milstein. So we've got a defender in a more forward role for Gulliver Prep. They've got the 1-goal lead. They know they can hold on to it. 26 minutes remaining. Meanwhile, exiting for now is Ryan Ashley. Almost knocked away from the back line. Now expect the Stallions to start to put a little more pressure on Gulliver Prep. Taking a couple of heavy touches on the back line. Garcia sends it out wide, finding Latham. Closing down on Latham, almost knocking the ball free. Latham does find the pass, and it just tipped off of Chagas, who wears the 15. Play to the middle, knocked forward. He was looking for Milstein to make the run, but he didn't. And Dirk is going to send this one deep. Headed away from the line, lofted forward, back to the center back. Heavy touch, but still in reach of Durzovic. Durzovic deep now. Picked up, cleared away. Important stop there from Lalonde. Throw in now from the Raiders. Working the ball around. Got some space down the wing. Rough challenge. Free kick coming up. American Heritage. Gonna let Lalonde send it forward. He's wearing the captain's armband. Wasting no time as he whips that to the box. Gulliver Prep pick it up in space. Balistrazi with a brilliant move, 3-on-2. Played across, in front of goal. Dirk knocks it away. What a stop by the goalie. He dropped to his feet and somehow poked it free, I believe, of Milstein in the box. Or it was him or Justin Murner. Throwing coming up for Gulliver Prep. 2 players in front of the goalie. They should have found a way into the back of the net, but Dirk keeps the ball out, keeping this a 1-score game. Milstein, heavy touch outside the box. Gulliver Prep sending it forward, sending it out to the right, sending it back. That's going to fall to Balistrazi. Dangerous spot, offline shot. Goal kick on the way. Exiting the game now, Marco Balistrazi, who's been solid up top. That's going to send Tomas Belletin back in the game. Gulliver Prep keeping the pressure on the Stallions, forcing another long ball, as that's going to fall into space, and now played forward. Not enough room to get to it. Just couldn't get it back. Bethke fighting against two Gulliver Prep defenders, throwing on the way for the Stallions. Long ball into space. Takes an awkward touch away from Fisher. Gulliver Prep able to slow things down again. Lofted out to the right. Throw in for Gulliver Prep. We've got about a minute until we'll have the second hydration break for these teams. And likely a couple of substitutions being made. Deflected away, throw in for Gulliver Prep. Short passing, opening the space for Gulliver Prep. They'll send it down the wing. They've got three players surging into the box. Cleared away. And now it could be another counterattack for the Stallions after defending that possession. Now a long ball raced down the wing. Garcia pulled out a goal. Throw in for Gulliver Prep as that skips past the players. Thrown forward, headed across. Here's the pass to the back line. Knocked forward. A chance for a break. Played to the middle. Played across. Gulliver Prep looking for a chance. Barely intercepted. Milstein and Belletin couldn't open the door, and that'll bring us to the hydration break. 19:40 remaining in the match. And these teams are going to get another chance to talk things over, make a couple changes, and then get ready to resume.
www.facebook.com/FHSAA. There you can keep up with teams and people who strive to make high school athletics in the state of Florida the best. That's facebook.com/FHSAA. The winner of this match advances to the state championship on Friday, February 28th at 4 p.m. here at Spec Martin Stadium, where they will face Lake Highland Prep.
Earlier today, Lake Highland Prep punched their ticket. Daniel Vargas, 3 goals in a stellar outing. He and the Highlanders await the winner of this game. The question will be, who ends up on top? These 19 minutes and 40 seconds will be the most important of the match. Can the Stallions find a breakthrough? Coach Victor Sanchez will try to motivate them. Now, Coach Scott Davidson will motivate the Raiders to stand strong and defend well. They found themselves trailing early, and they have built their way back to a lead. We begin with a throw-in coming in from Ryan Fisher. Fisher sends it up. It's cleared away. But now here come the Stallions. Getting the first attack out of the hydration break. Ball knocked away. Played through. Blocked. Gulliver Prep almost have a handball there, and yes, it is called. Knocked off the elbow of Milstein. No card on the play, but it will be a free kick for American Heritage. And look at how they are now sending almost everyone forward. Just 2 defenders staying back. And this is the change of mentality that they are bringing in to the final few minutes of the game. It'll be Byers bringing it in. It is knocked towards goal, cleared away. Big defensive stand by the Raiders as that's lofted forward. Headed towards the box, played inside. No whistle. Players and fans up in arms after that challenge. And there the whistle goes, and that is not going to help the mood whatsoever. Free kick for Gulliver Prep. Stansbury visibly disappointed about the call there, indicating that he thought there was a shove in the box by one of the Gulliver Prep defenders. And a little bit too handsy on ball that time by Ryan Ashley. Gulliver Prep, however, take the ball quickly, trying to bring it back down the field. 17 minutes to play. Good move to dispossess his man. Ball knocked free from Milstein. Gulliver Prep bringing it forward, knocked away. Ball stays in play as it was knocked forward. American Heritage sending it across. American Heritage bringing pressure back on the ball. Play to the edge of the box. Good positioning to make the challenge by Arthur Vols as it's sent downfield. Whistle on the challenge, and that'll be a straight yellow. Immediately out of the pocket as here comes a free kick. Clock stop with 16:19 after the play. That foul on, I believe it might have been Ochi. PA will confirm the yellow card who it was for. It might have actually been Durzovic. But either way, a rough challenge indeed. And that'll continue play with 16 minutes to go. Whip towards goal. Garcia knocks down the attacker as it's punched behind. Will be a corner kick. Durzovic does indeed get the yellow. Player down in the box. And again, it is a very tough call to make. There's no penalty because the goalie has to be able to fight for the ball and knock it away. Clock will be stopped as the player remains down in the box. 15:43 on the clock. Hopefully he's all right. Took a big hit. Saw it earlier with Dirk running into Durzovic. sign as the player's up. It's, I believe, Pablo Sajas still visibly, or no, not Sajas, Stansbury, visibly disappointed that that wasn't a penalty. He'll stay in the game, though, which is a good, even better sign for American Heritage. He's definitely motivated to continue. And with 15:43, here comes the corner kick. Whipped in. Deflected in the box. Not enough room to lift it forward. And it's a handball. Penalty called. 15:37 on the clock. And a penalty for American Heritage. Oh, a huge moment here. And in the box, I believe Byers was able to draw it. He's going to hand it off to Julian Braverman, the sophomore, who'll step up to face Garcia. Here's the whistle. Braverman to equalize. Got it. Driven down the left side, and we're tied at 2. Got Garcia diving the wrong way. And we'll resume from the circle with a new possession from Gulliver.
Number 21, Julian
Braverman didn't start the game, but he has become a pivotal part of the potential road to the final for the Stallions by converting that penalty. Ball one in the midfield. Lifted forward. Both teams will be pushing hard in these final 15 minutes to reclaim the leads that they've once had. It started with the American Heritage opener. As the ball's knocked free, Stallions playing it to the middle. Edge of the box, shot, scored! Back-to-back goals. The second of the day for Stansbury. 3-2 Stallions. He had some teammates to the left. He took a heavy touch, and it came off just a costly pass from Gulliver. Stansbury was in the right spot. He has a brace, and the Stallions are in the lead. Now re-entering the game is Balistrazi.
Scored by number 7, Jake Stansbury.
In the span of just 30 seconds, this has gone from a 1-2 Gulliver lead to a 3-2 American Heritage advantage. Small delay as Ashley laces his cleats. The clock's not running, so you don't have to worry about it wasting time here. The clock will resume when play resumes. But now you gotta expect American Heritage to pump the brakes, stack the defense, and send the ball long to try to counter what'll now be an even more aggressive Gulliver offense. That's lofted a little too far away. The target, Ochi, throw-in coming up from Edelstein. Bring it back down the field. And it's going to be a free kick for American Heritage. They'll let Lalonde send it forward. And he'll switch the field of play. That was sent towards Byers, but took a too heavy touch. Gulliver Prep back on the ball. It's back to Garcia. He'll send a short pass. Stallions pressure, almost wing it right back. But now here comes a potential counterattack. Still in possession of the Stallions. They've got a few players forward, but with more players pressing and getting in the midfield, Gulliver able to win it back. Lalonde now with space. A nice 1-2, but the ball's knocked free. The center back now in an awkward position up top. And now the Gulliver offense getting back to work. Dirk gonna let that roll to him. And he'll fall on top of the ball. The first of what I assume will be a fair share of time wasting, as the clock is actually gonna be stopped at 13:05 with a change being made. And we'll resume play. Clock resumes. And that's going to go all the way down to Garcia. Garcia rolls it out wide. Here comes Gulliver Prep. You have to imagine the Raiders will be the one to try to dictate the offense for the final few minutes. Throw-in coming up for American Heritage. And by the way, on deck, we've got a showdown between Lake Highland Prep and Cardinal Gibbons for the 3A girls semifinal number 1 at 4 p.m. Now American Heritage send the ball down the wing. Good fight by Latham to win the ball back. Having a one-on-one duel against Bethke. That's going to go for a Gulliver Prep throw-in. 12 minutes to go. Almost intercepted the throw-in with a header, as they're going to redo the throw-in from before. Nope, here they go. They're going to keep moving it downfield. Fisher's throw-in. Picked up by Balistrazi. Balistrazi's pass can't find a target. And that is going to be lofted from all the way downtown and land over the net. Standing out of the goal was Garcia, and that bounced all the way past him. What a clearance goal that would have been for the Stallions. As American Heritage win it right back. It's almost like when you have an empty net in hockey, or 10-man rush in lacrosse, and the net's open, so you try to take a long-range shot. That was a similar situation there. Through ball down the wing, picked up by Bailey, but that's going to go out for a goal kick as it's just a too heavy touch. Gulliver Prep looking for their 20th win of the season. American Heritage hoping to upset one of the strongest teams in Florida. And now it's Gulliver Prep bringing it forward. Played to the middle, played out wide. Out of bounds off the heavy touch by Murciano. And there are 10 minutes to go in the match between the American Heritage Stallions and the Gulliver Prep Raiders. 3-2 lead. The Stallions in white, the Raiders in navy blue. And the Stallions going to get some space down the wing. Too heavy of a touch as it's going to go to the box, but out for a corner. No, they're going to say it's a goal kick. They say it went off Stansby, the player with the brace today. Stansbury and American Heritage took advantage of a bad pass as re-entering the game for Fisher will be Belleton, as this is going to go for a more aggressive look from Gulliver Prep. They've now got 4 forward. And American Heritage running with a 5-man back line. Now headed into the box. Lifted over the goalie and out of play. Goal kick coming up. Dangerous on the through ball. But as American Heritage are going to keep building their defense. You imagine that Gulliver are going to keep sending players forward. Time continuing to wind down. Every second passed is a benefit for the Stallions as they send it deep. As that's played to the back line. Lifted through, could be dangerous. As that lands, picked up by Dirk. And he'll fall on top of it. He sends it deep. That's going to land with Garcia. Knocked out of play. Good job by Byers. Couldn't get the interception, but closes it down to slow Gulliver down. Bring it back forward, American Heritage. No, it didn't go out of bounds. No whistle from the ref. But actually, there it is, the late whistle. Throw-in coming up. Actually, rather, throw-in, yep. So the ref was calling the out of bounds a little bit earlier. American Heritage not shying away from putting some pressure in the midfield. And it's keeping the ball loose. But now here come Gulliver Prep. They've got 4 forwards surging. Played out to Ochi. Ochi into the box. Headed away. Cleared away. But now here comes Gulliver Prep. They have got 5 players making into the box runs. Lands at the far post. Headed to the middle. Ochi rolls off his foot. Was trying a volley. And now Gulliver Prep sending it down the left wing. Lifted in from Belleton. Far post headed, picked up by Dirk. Not a clean header from Murciano. 6:35 to go. And the clock goes tick, 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 tick. Winding down the seconds for a Stallion upset of the ages. Ball bounces away from Latham. Latham sends it back to Garcia. They have now completely shifted to a 3-man backfield, with one of the players who's running as a center mid dropping into the middle of the defensive quartet to just add extra pressure and an extra man to beat. Big clearance, but picked up at the edge of the box. Man goes down in his own. Whistle goes. A little too much simulation by Pinedos on the play after he fell. 5:40 to go, and he is holding his abdomen, his stomach area. It's probably a sign of maybe fatigue or cramping rather than any serious injury, thankfully. So it's not likely that he went down completely on his own. Maybe a mix of exhaustion kept him on the ground as that's headed forward towards Ochi. Cleared away from the box. Vols gets in front of the heavy touch. Not enough time for Taro to get a shot on target as the clock is stopped for another player down, stretching. And not a surprise to immediately see the clock get called stopped for the player needing to stretch. That'll also see a substitution here. American Heritage are going to try to wind extra time down the clock here and there. They know that they want to do everything they can to hold on to the lead. But at the same time, the referee is going to need to make sure that they're not overstepping the bounds on a play like this. Throw-in going to be on the way from Belleton when we resume. So exiting the game for now will be Lalonde. Imagine the American Heritage would want it back in shortly. He is one of their best defenders. And in this situation, the thing you do want in the game are your best defenders. 5:16 remaining. About to resume with a throw-in. Here's the whistle, and there's the throw. Cleared away from the box. Landed, but no one could get on top of it. Lalonde ready to re-enter the game as Garcia picks it up. He's now acting as a sweeper center back almost with how he's positioned. That's going to be lofted to Dirk. Dirk picks it up, and he'll fall on top of it. The referee motioning to Dirk to send it forward. And he won't waste too much time. He knows that if he does, he'll pick up a yellow card. Played across. Sent forward. Good flexibility by the defender to knock it away. And by defender, I mean Ryan Ashley, who's dropped into a defensive midfield role. As there are 6 players forming sort of this back line defense for the Stallions. Whipped into the box, falls behind multiple people, and eventually lifted high and away by Cade Bailey. And we have got 4 minutes to play in the 3A semifinal number 2. Played forward, dangerous spot, big clearance by Byers. The forward making a big defensive stop. As we now see 8 players trying to defend the box here. So that's crossed to the far post. Not enough elevation on Bellatin to get the header on the ball. He had space behind Dirk. And now played in, cleared away. Sent away to Garcia. And you're going to be seeing this team rolling with a 1-4-5 type of defense. Getting as many players to cover the back line as they can. As the ball's going to be won back by the sideline by Braverman, whose penalty tied the game earlier. Sliding challenge. No foul called as he still fights for the ball. Lineweber with a good play. Throw-in coming up for Gulliver. They're going to take it quickly. It's not a possession for American Heritage, so they can't get Lalonde back in yet. Cleared away from the box. Picked up on the back line by Latham. Every player is on the other half now for Gulliver Prep as that falls to the far post and is cleared away. Picked up by Stansbury. That's going to be knocked clear away from Lombard, and Lalonde won't get back in the game as that doesn't go out. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. Crossed inside. Tried to go for a bicycle kick, and that's a foul on Balistrazi. A little too optimistic. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. Change won't be made yet. Clock continues to run. Dirk sends it downfield. Headed away by Latham as this stage of the game, Bethke is the only player running forward. But now the Stallions might have a chance. The defense pressing all the way up. Free kick for American Heritage. They're content with not making the change. They're content with letting it wind down a little bit further. Lifted down the wing. Now 90 seconds remain. 3-2 advantage for the underdogs. A team with 10 wins compared to a team with 19. Latham now out wide. He'll send a through ball into the box. Headed away. Good clearance by Voles. Long ball sent away. 60 seconds to go. And Garcia's even going to keep dribbling it forward. He'll send it up. American Heritage pick it up. They've got a couple players forward. Latham's going to get the interception. Sliding challenge, knocks it out of play. Byers knocking one of the balls away. And the clock will be stopped with 38 seconds to go. Both players trying to get in the way of each other. They're going to call a foul, I think, for some of the pushing going by the sideline. No card given. Whistle goes as that is launched towards the box. Over to the far post. Shot blocked. Offside flag is up. Free kick coming up for the Stallions. They won't be able to take too much time off of it, but there will be barely any time for Gulliver to try again. That could have been the play to send the Stallions to the state championship. Sent all the way downfield. And that's going to be headed out of play off Gulliver, and that'll do it. The final change being made, clock stopped with 6 seconds left. But all American Heritage need to do is just throw it down the out-of-bounds line, and there won't be time for Gulliver Prep to make a counterattack. That's going to go out for a goal kick. And there goes the final whistle. American Heritage have upset Gulliver Prep and are making their way to the 3A state championship. There might be a dozen yellow cards given out as players take off their shirts and rush to celebrate with some of their fellow students. But they do not mind. The Stallions are state championship bound. An upset for the ages in the 3A semifinal number 2. A penalty converted by Braverman. And Stansbury with the winner off a lost possession. American Heritage now improve to 11-4-3 and are on the way to a state final appearance on Friday against Lake Highland Prep. Unbelievable scenes here in DeLand. What a fight for both sides. What an effort for the Stallions. And even though he scored a brace, it was a great day for Jake Stansby and David Dirk in the net with multiple high pressure, high leverage stops to keep the Stallions in the fight. Without his goal work, it would probably be Gulliver with 3 or 4 on the board, and the entire atmosphere would be different. So that'll do it for the 3A semifinal number 2. 3A competition resumes on Friday at 4 p.m. when the American Heritage Stallions take on the Lake Highland Prep Highlanders for the 3A state championship. I'm Taylor Storley. You've been watching the NFHS Network. We'll be back with more action from the FHSAA state championships at 4 p.m. We'll likely see you all on Friday for more from the 3A bracket.
1 second from half court. Jumping for joy.
First ever.
A 2-on-1. Oh,
did he bring it in?